How do you make ambient music from scratch on a Eurorack modular synthesizer? Well, that is the topic of today's Summer of Synths episode, and I've invited a dear friend who's an expert on the subject. Here is Andrea.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea. Welcome to my studio, and today I will explain to you how I make an ambient song. First, I give you an overview of my setup. So my main instrument is my modular synthesizer. This I use for the melodies, for the main melodies. Then I have two normal synthesizers, so my Pulse 2 for bassline, and I really like the Blofeld synthesizer for my chord progressions. So I have also some chord progressions set up already. I have a sequencer, the Hammer Plus. This is actually my main sequencer and my main clock for the full song. I also use effect pedals. So I have a Cosmos pedal that I really like, and my Zen delay. This is really my main effect that I always actually use. And I have a Strymon Big Sky reverb. Let's look now at the Hammond sequencer. You see already I have my MIDI programmed. So this one is for my Blofeld. This one is a bass note that goes to the Pulse. And here with the notes, you see that I already made some melodies. The Hammond is also my main clock. Here I have a clock out, and the clock out is going here in a multiple so that I can copy my clock signals. This one I will already put here in my clock divider because I need it later. And this one needs to go into my delay. So this one I put here. Here you see my MIDI out, and the MIDI out is going into my Canton MIDI through. And that is going to the Waldorf Blofeld and also to the Waldorf Pulse. Let's start now with the first patch. This is the ensemble oscillator, and that will be my main oscillator. And I connect the first CV into the pitch. So here's the 1 volt per octave. Then I connect the gate into the first envelope. I will use output A into the filter. So I go here, and from the filter, I go in the input from my VCA. So I go low pass out in the VCA, and then I will put the first output from my envelope in a frequency modulation 1 of my filter. So then we go to the second envelope output, and this one will go to my CV input. And from the output, I go into the effect mimeophone. So I go here left in, and I go here out in my output module, and this one for the right side. So now we have the first oscillator set up. It sounds like this without any effect. And this is with effect. And here you can hear the different sounds that I can make. I also would like to make some modulation. So you see here I put some stickers because I already prepared my modulation. You have also modulation tracks in the Hammond. You see here that I have an LFO. So I will patch now that LFO with some white cables so that you can hear how it sounds. So first I will patch number 5. That is this one. So you go out in the CV. This will modulate this one. Here's a sync rate that I can change. And with this you really can play around. I really like the 16th timing. And here you see the range. You can make it then way stronger or less strong. So now let's patch up here this cross FM, that is this one. So this one will open up a little bit with my LFO. So I put this one in here, and then we go to number 7. So I go now to track and then number 7, and I see here effect, my LFO, I click here. I have also here a triangle waveform. Here is my timing. Here in the range, you can see that I have it on 10%. So that sounds like this. So you can hear it opens up a little bit. I really like the modulation, so I can play around now with my filter and with the effect. I can make my envelope shorter if I want, or longer. I like it like this. Now I open up the mimuphone, and this starts to sing really nicely. I also have the Zen delay connected, and on my mixing desk, I have the Zen delay as an effect also for the main melody. So I will put this on so that you can hear how that sounds. I really love that delay. You can make so many special sounds with it. Now I have the modulation for the ensemble oscillator, but I also would like to give a little bit of filter modulation. And for this one, I have here the number 4, and that goes here in the frequency modulation number 2. Here you see my LFO, triangle LFO, and I use only 16%. So that sounds like this. So now it's time for the second melody, and this one is the black ensemble oscillator, and that one will go into the beats, and the beats will go into my other modular output. So first I have the pitch, goes into the volt per octave. Then I also go out into the filter. Then I need a gate, so I go here out from my gate into my envelope. I go out from my envelope into the frequency modulation, and this one will go into my VCA. And from the outputs here of my low pass filter, I go here, and I go out from my VCA into my beats. So, and the beats here, the left side goes into my mixer, and the right side goes also into the mixer. So now everything is set up. So let's listen first to the pure sound. It sounds like this. So I have a very plucky sound, and there's also a reason for this. I really like to use plucky sounds for beats, and I really can create interesting sounds with this and soundscapes. I would like to use an LFO to manipulate seeds with modulation so that it's not all the time working, but just once in a while. So I will put up now number 6. That is this one in modulation. So I already have an LFO set up, and you see here is a triangle waveform. 1/4 is the timing rate, and here I have 100% range. So, and that's, I can still decide to have less or more. So here's the cable. Let's patch this up. A little bit of reverb. You can make the size bigger also. So this is one part of the soundscape. The other part of the same soundscape will be this oscillator. So I will set up this with red cables. I mute now this one so that we can really focus on the sound from this one. This is a wavetable oscillator with a glitch expander. And that's actually really cool because you can make glitch effects. So this is a little bit like an outboard routing system. So I'll show you now how you can do this. So first we set up the oscillator. So I will set up the main oscillator and the sub oscillator. So here I have the third CV, so that goes here in the volt per octave. And then I have a gate signal that goes into my envelope. Here one output goes here into my main VCA. The main oscillator goes into my 3x Mia mixer, and here the sub oscillator as well. That sounds like this. I will now make use of the glitch expander. And for the glitch expander, I need a clock signal. So you see here already a clock divider. And I use now here 8 and 16. They will go in here. This is a kind of step sequencer. With this, I can then make moving glitch. I put the oscillator on. And I will connect this one over here and the second one over here. So then you will hear the difference. So we'll put this one here. So you can hear already the difference in sound. So this one goes here. So you hear little glitches. So now I will use the grainity filter for this oscillator. So I go now out here, goes here in the inputs. The grainity filter is based on granular synthesis. So you have also here 3 different filter outputs. You can use the normal filter or just the grains filter, or you use here the mix. I will use the mix so that I have both of them. And here you can mix the signal with each other. So that sounds like this. So this normally. But I will not use the sound how it is like this, because I actually want to make a really nice airy soundscape. So I go from the mix out into my clouds. And from the clouds, I go into my mixer again. And one here on the right side. So you can hear already the grains working. So now I blend even this reverb in. So and now I use also the second oscillator. So and this sounds really nice already. So you can hear already, this is now the soundscape and melody part. It sounds like this together. Ah, this is so nice already. Great. I also will put the Cosmos on and the reverb. So we will listen now to the soundscape sound with the melody. Ooh, sounds really nice. And now we only need the bass tone and the chord progression. So I will put this also on and then you hear how that sounds. The only thing that we still need is clouds needs a little bit of modulation as well. For this I will use a random LFO and an attenuator. So I go here out. Now I have all my songs and it's time to record my performance. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and you got also a little bit of inspiration out of it. It was great to make this video for you. And thank you, Bo, for the invite. It was really fun. And I see you all the next time.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for showing us how to make ambient music from scratch on a modular synth. And if you want to go and check out Andrea, I've linked all her socials down in the description. Make sure you go and check them out. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel, supporting the guests' channels, and for supporting Summer of Synths. I hope you all have a great summer. Talk to you later.